What's happening, everybody? It's the Cenobites back to raise some hell. We're getting a little elevated with it this week. We're talking about a movie that's basically Midsommar meets The Menu meets Bill Nighy's character from Love Actually.
What?
It's Opus from 2025. I'm Dusty Lane.
I'm Jason Mitchell.
And we are the Cenobites.
Hello?
I came for you. We have such sights to show you.
It was an excellent day for an exorcism.
I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
I want to play a game.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was. This is God.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Put your brothers into that door!
But sometimes, that is better.
Welcome back to Oblivion, everybody. As mentioned up top, we're talking about Opus from 2025. We've been talking about a bunch of, 80s cult classic sort of things, and we wanted to kind of flip it around and do something a little newer this time. So this movie, directed and written by Mark Anthony Green in his directorial debut.
Yeah.
Studios involved Macromedia and Make Ready, distributed by A24, of course. MPAA rating of R, runtime of 104 minutes, but I don't think it really feels long. There's always something happening.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Our setting is Moretti's compound in Utah, but it was filmed in Pewaukee, New Mexico, and a little bit in Albuquerque as well.
Okay, that totally makes sense because they said they landed in Utah, and then I was like, well, there's a 4-hour drive.
Right.
So I was like, why don't you just fly to Vegas? Because they look like they're out in the desert.
Well,
like
yeah.
New Mexico, Nevada, it all is kind of flat out there. It didn't look like Utah, you know?
There were some mountains going on, though. I mean, that's kind of what I picture if I'm thinking about
mountains.
Utah.
There's mountain range out there, but
yeah.
I think of Utah, and I think of like the Salt Bowl.
Yeah, that too. Also, the magazine office located in NYC, of course. For our plot on this one, a music magazine writer is invited to a MAGA compound, the desert compound of pop icon Alfred Moretti, who's been MIA for years, and once she's there, she discovers things may not be as they seem.
Did you say MAGA?
No.
Yeah.
Totally didn't. But yeah, things get kind of fucked pretty quick after she gets there. But you know what? Stick around. You might get your junk trimmed up.
Yeah, Mr. Moretti prefers everybody to be fully grown, trimmed.
Yeah, unshaved.
Unshaved, but tidy. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for the reveal on that, you guys. So our cast list here, we've got journalist Ariel Ecton, played by Ayo Edebiri.
Ayo!
I'm not really familiar with her, but she's fantastic. I saw she was in History of the World Part 2, which I was excited about when it came out. Huge Mel Brooks fan. She was also did some voice work in Across the Spider-Verse and TMNT.
Right.
And Inside Out 2, as well as she's also in The Bear.
Is it horror adjacent?
The Bear?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I think it's like, I'm not super familiar with it. I know there's the main actor in it is one of the dudes from Shameless. I only know that because my kid watches Shameless and insists on telling me everything about it.
I gotcha.
We've also got Alfred Moretti, played by John motherfucking Malkovich.
Yeah, dude.
Love this dude.
Cyrus the Virus.
Oh, hell yeah. Con Air's great. He was Lenny in Of Mice and Men. He was in Heart of Darkness, Man in the Iron Mask, Shadow of the Vampire, Burn After Reading. Being John Malkovich, which I've never seen, but you mentioned watching before, and it was pretty trippy, right?
I've seen some of it. Yeah, dude. There's like some scene where they, I don't know, teleport into his head.
Yeah, like literally inside his head.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
There was also something I was interested in called Color Me Kubrick, and it's the story of, it's a true story, where this dude posed as Stanley Kubrick for his premiere of Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
And that's about all I know about it, but that sounds interesting to me. We've also got talk show host Clara Armstrong, played by Juliette Lewis. I kind of had a crush on her growing up, and like in the early years with like Christmas Vacation, From Dusk Till Dawn, Cape Fear, that kind of shit. But like beyond that, she's always kind of come off kind of trashy to me.
I always forget about Christmas Vacation. I didn't really grow up with that one. It was like Home Alone mostly, but
best fucking Christmas movie, period.
Disagree.
No. We can fight about that one later.
No, but I always think of her in Natural Born Killers.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And she's got like armpit hair and shit.
You know, I am not super familiar with that movie. I know I watched it back in the day. It was another one of my brothers making me watch something I was not developed enough for, and
Right.
it just made me feel gross watching it.
It's trippy.
And I haven't seen it since. Maybe that's why. But yeah, Juliette Lewis also in Ma, The Act, and Yellow Jackets more recently. We've got Ariel's boss Stan Sullivan, played by Murray Bartlett, paparazza Bianca Tyson, played by Melissa Chambers, Moretti's right-hand man Soledad Youssef, played by Tony Hale, influencer Emily Katz, played by Stephanie Suganami, radio shock jock Bill Lotto, played by Mark Sivertson. We've also got Belle, who ends up being Ariel's personal concierge,
Okay.
played by Amber Midthunder, which she was fantastic in Prey. Have you seen Prey?
Oh,
The newer Predator
I thought
movie?
she looked kind of familiar too. She's
Yeah.
wearing like the same fucking outfit.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, well, yeah, similar maybe.
Yeah.
But I also noticed Angelique Midthunder is also the casting director. Like, oh, okay, there's a little nepotism going on here.
Mid Thunder.
But no, honestly, she's phenomenal. I never mind seeing her. Najee, played by Tatanka Means. Oh man, Tatanka was my favorite childhood wrestler growing up. He was also in Killers of the Flower Moon and a movie that you convinced me to watch recently, A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little known stars in this movie that you have to watch the credits to find out. Rosario Dawson provides the voice of the Billie Holiday puppet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lil Nas X and Lenny Kravitz have cameos as Moretti fans, and Bill Burr and Wolf Blitzer have cameos as themselves.
Right. Yeah, I noticed Lenny Kravitz. I don't know what Lil Nas X looks like, so I didn't notice that. But
Oh, okay.
I definitely noticed Lenny Kravitz
Yeah,
driving in his car. Yeah, you noticed, right?
oh yeah. Yeah, it's hard not to. Once you have any fucking knowledge of who Lenny Kravitz is, it's kind of unmistakable.
Well, I guess it's easier to identify which version of Lenny Kravitz you get. Do you have the afro or do you have the dreadlocks?
Oh, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? He's a lot more distinguishable with the dreadlocks.
I know him more with the afro.
I mean, I feel like earlier Lenny Kravitz's dreadlocks, and that's that's what I think of when I think of Lenny Kravitz. His
Okay.
crazy ass hair.
Yeah, I think what I was more concurrent with, like, you know, plugged into, you know, had my finger on the pulse of music at that time, like when he was releasing shit, and I just remember the afro. But cinematography in this movie by Tommy Maddox Upshaw, phenomenal fucking work in this movie. This is shot amazingly.
Oh yeah, whole bunch of fucking drones, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a ton. Music in this movie, Danny Bensi and Sauter Jurians took care of the score. I'm sorry, Sonder. Nile Rodgers, who worked with Daft Punk and Pharrell, founded Chic and the Honey Drippers. There's also music from The Dream in this, as well as Malkovich also recording a bunch of original music for the movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that release was called Opus, the Moretti EP.
So some of it is actually him.
Oh yeah.
That's great. I didn't even.
Oh, there's plenty. Yeah, dude, you can totally tell. Like all of his original shit. Like it's not particularly good, but it's produced well enough to where it's like, you know, it's
Right.
It's auto-tuned. And
Anybody
fucking,
can
you know,
sound good in the studio.
Exactly. Exactly. Even us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put crickets. Right
That's
there.
what I was. That's why I didn't say anything. I was hoping for put crickets right there.
Special effects in this movie by Antonio Ebel and Leo Lovato, which I thought there was surprisingly some good effects in this. Like I wasn't really expecting that of this movie, but it was a pleasant surprise, I thought.
Oh, you talking about some of the kills and stuff?
The kills, yeah, just the fucking the tearing later and the oozing and you know there's all kinds. Yeah, we won't fucking spoil it just yet, but
there's some good stuff.
a couple taglines on this: a once in a lifetime experience. Of course, they say that like 60 times in this movie, and also there's no cult like celebrity. Boy, ain't that the truth.
Like it.
I don't really have any background other than that. This is a pretty cut and dry, hey, a writer or director made a movie, and here it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I think we're good to go, man.
So let's dig into this fucking thing. We open with some soulful, distorted guitar as images of a sold-out concert in a huge arena kick us off. And we see Moretti from behind looking out from the stage wearing a ridiculous bright red suit, bell-bottoms, platform heels, a feather boa. This dude's basically Lady Gaga.
I really like this shot, though, because these are the shots like like real musicians
Yeah.
get these, you know.
I was
and
going to say, did it take you back to be like, it totally
Right,
did. Like
it's-
I've played on not to that many fucking people, of
Right.
course, but I've played on stages like that to a larger crowd. And
Yeah.
that is
It's-
what it
it's
transports you right there.
It's the perfect shot to give you the experience, because the first person where it's like from the eyes just doesn't do it. Like you get his legs up so you can see the fucking crowd.
Right.
It's perfect.
Well, there's a shot from further back too, which I like to think is from the drummer's perspective.
Right.
He's
Oh
sitting
yeah,
there.
I guess it might as well be. Yeah. I like these individual shots too of the fans, and it's just like a completely black background. You know, there's like people headbanging and all kinds of different. You know,
people are going fucking crazy.
right.
Like, yeah, interspersed are all these individual shots, like just in darkness, of these fans losing their fucking minds over him as the credits roll. And they're getting increasingly out of control. Like,
Yeah.
the first one that kind of looks like Mia Goth was just, like, reaching out to him, you know, whatever.
Right.
But then we get, like, headbangers and air guitar players, and one girl's jumping up and down so hard she's spilling her drink all over herself.
Right. It's like real artsy feeling too. Like
this entire movie is very art house,
right.
yeah.
It doesn't feel very horror-esque.
It's
as,
more
as
of a,
much.
it's more of like a psychological thriller. Yeah, that's
something.
right.
Yeah,
Psychological thriller, right?
Yeah, there's some horror sprinkled in, but overall, it's almost just psychological as fuck, you know. But,
Oh, yeah.
but super art house feeling.
Yeah, this movie is one big mindfuck.
Right.
We cycle through a bunch of those crazy fans, and we hear the crowd roar louder and louder until everything cuts out, and the shot is replaced by a close-up of our main character, Ariel, in a work meeting, talking about someone named Tamara, who she claims to be a legend, despite having 2 hitless albums back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
And she, Ariel, is a journalist for a music magazine in the vein of like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's trying to convince her coworkers that they need someone who can convince Tamara to say something brutal or cocky, some sort of hot take on what she values about music, trying to come up with an interview piece for the magazine.
Right.
And she's like, the only thing a story about a legend like Tamara Camden is missing is as much Tamara Camden as possible.
Yeah, and she knows her shit too. You know,
Oh, for sure.
You can tell that she's low on the totem pole here, but she knows what is going to be good for the magazine and all this, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And her boss, Stan, is into the idea that she just, came up with, but just as she's about to suggest that she take on the task herself, he leans over and suggests somebody else to write it. Some fuck named Chris Reith sneaking in and stealing Ariel's thunder.
Some fuck.
His little yes girl says, oh yeah, I'll get a hold of that guy, and Ariel's clearly disappointed. Stan congratulates Ariel for a job well done, but this already feels like a situation where she's not really heard at work.
Yeah.
I don't know if it maybe has anything to do with the fact that she's black or that she's a woman, but increasingly through this movie, it seems that not only Stan, but not many people around her really value her opinion.
Right.
Which is interesting considering what happens in a few minutes.
Right.
And she just kind of quietly takes it. I was going to say, like, she kind of reminds me, we have a mutual work friend, Steffa, who's fucking awesome. I was going to say, she gives me similar vibes other than the pushover quality.
Right.
Steffa don't take no shit. She would have been like, hey, bitch, excuse me, I wasn't finished. But we cut to a really nice zoom shot, zooming out from the street she's walking down in this metropolitan area in New York. At a very high angle, the shot ends up pulling way up to the top of a skyscraper, basically.
Right.
As some pensive music plays, very artful and intriguing.
Yeah, I get a lot of empty life feelings here. You know, she's feeling defeated. This is a continuous thing for her at work, and we're about to sit down with her and her friend here at lunch and kind of talk about what's going on.
Yeah, is this just her friend or is it like her significant other? Because they seem to have a little bit of a cute relationship,
It's really hard to tell. I'm thinking that they're just close friends because you mentioned something about you won't let anybody get in close to you to even be in a relationship, right?
They're in like a will they won't they sort of situation.
Right.
So yeah, we cut to the little diner, like the sushi place where they're having lunch, and this is Kent, and she's bitching about the fact that she's been at this magazine for 3 years and hasn't gotten the chance to write a single real story.
Right.
And he's like, no, come on, don't be like that. You had there was the fucking
the Kung Fu something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he mentions a piece she did on a blind martial arts instructor. And he's like, how do you do that 3-finger thing? Like, I think they're kind of cute together.
Hopefully she's not trying to make anybody a PB&J.
When he brings that up, she like attacks him at the table playfully, and he tells her she looks cute today. And she's like, ew, stop, fuck off. And she instead changes the subject to her game plan. Step 1, write about famous people because they're inherently fascinating. Step 2, people start to find me fascinating because I'm writing about famous people. And step 3, take that goodwill and use it to write whatever the fuck I want. Hell yeah, that's the spirit. Fuck Stan.
Well, and it's a good plan, honestly.
Yeah.
But Kent also gives her some good advice, and the issue is you're a little too young. You're a little too middle, and that's why nobody's really taking you serious. She's
right. She hasn't really had anything on one side or the other to give her much life experience other than just like the straightforward path.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. He points out, you didn't grow up poor. You didn't grow up rich. Your parents are together.
Yeah, you have good health.
Right. You haven't had any.
There's nothing for anyone to be excited about for you or feel bad about for you about.
Like no major life events, no major life changes, you know.
You've just been existing this whole time.
And he's kind of right. I mean, that's good for her.
Yeah.
But not great from a journalist point of view. You need to have seen some shit, you know.
Yeah, for sure. He also asks, like, what her end game is, and she's like, well, I don't know, write some books, show people that I'm a good fucking writer, tell them what I think and feel and love and hate. But that'll probably only happen when I'm 35, which is basically 40. And she's like, no offense. But then he clarifies, wait a minute, I'm only 32.
Yeah, fuck, rounding up.
I think there's pretty good script and screenwriting in this.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
He asks her if she's just venting to vent or if she actually wants advice, and then that's when he tells her, like, hey, dude, I don't think anyone gives a shit about what you feel or hate or think because you're just in the middle, dude. You know? He also mentions, your parents are perfect, which is why you always shit on my mom. Ew, dude, she shits on his mom?
Yuck.
She's like, well, no, I do that because she's fucking crazy, which is probably valid. But the point of all that is, she's just in the middle, a.k.a. you're just not that interesting.
Right.
So people aren't really going to seek your opinion out. But before she can respond, he mentions how good the eel is at this little sushi place. And she's just flabbergasted enough by what he just said that all she does is agree and keep eating it.
Oh, yeah, she's pissed, which is kind of what he was saying. Like, do you really want advice?
It goes further in proving our point that, like, at this point in the story, the character is just a doormat. Like, both in the opening scene and this one, we see that she's got the capacity to stand up for herself. She's quick-witted and, passionate. But at the same time, she's still passive enough to just not do it.
Right.
Like, she's not motivated enough to take a stand yet, probably because, well, she's middle,
Right.
But back in the office, she comes back to her desk to overhear her coworkers talking about the possibility that pop star Alfred Moretti, who they just call Moretti from here on out in the movie, basically, like Cher, Elvis, Beyonce.
Yeah.
He might be back on the scene after being completely MIA for the last 30 years.
Right. And I like that Stan says something about, I don't really think this is true because we would have received word by VHS.
Dude, this is so fucking great because, like, there are a couple, like, crazy timing moments in this, like, next 30 seconds, basically. Because, like, they're all excited, claiming that his song Dina Simone was everybody's first ringtone. Like, everyone goes crazy about that one. When Stan walks by, she flags him down to ask if he heard about it, and he's like, oh, it's just a rumor. You guys are supposed to be journalists. If there was an album, I'm sure they'd release it the same way he always did. His publicist, Soledad Youssef, would mail in a VHS of himself nonsensically rattling off Moretti's career highlights and proclaiming that a new album was on the way. And we get a quick shot of a stack of Best American Magazine writing encyclopedias all over Ariel's desk. Just as Stan gets done talking about what Moretti would do if he were releasing an album, another dude walks up and sets a laptop on the desk, delivering exactly what he just described.
Right. Times have changed. It's a YouTube video this time.
It's like in The Mask when the detective says something about Stanley Ipkiss falling into his lap and then the bad guy's car drives by and throws him at him.
Yeah.
But this dude comes on the screen and he's like, hello, my loves. He's very flamboyant. And he's like, it's been a long time since we've done this dance, but I think this dance we do is a timeless one, don't you? Can you believe it's been 27 years? Look at me. I'm like a silver fox.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But he's like, enough about me. What about him? And the video breaks into a montage cut to music of Moretti. And he's got like this outrageous, like pink peacock getup.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's some album covers in here. Soledad calls him Mr. Glamboyant, the Velvet Caller, Don Diva, the Wizard of Wiggle, and we see a fucking bobblehead of him.
Strange.
So this dude's big shit. But he mentions he's the icon responsible for the highest grossing tour in world history, the only living artist to secure 38 number one singles. And there's a hilarious shot of Moretti singing while Bill Clinton plays the sax next to him.
You know, I feel like we should be fact-checking this. I'm pretty sure Alan Jackson's had 38
Oh
number
my God.
ones.
No fucking way. I literally mention Alan Jackson later in my notes. That's wild.
All right,
No.
hold on. I got to know for sure.
It was great seeing Bill Clinton, though. I did not have sex with that man.
Oh, Alan Jackson's got 35.
Oh my God.
You're lucky.
Curse you, Moretti!
I was like, wait a minute. I think I know one man that has more number one hits.
And his daddy let him drive. But Soledad goes, "It is with unmitigated joy that I announce to you, my babies, he's bringing you a gift." Music, Santa?
I fucking guess.
He says it's the greatest album of modern times, future times, all the times, really. And not only that, but he'll also be playing it for a select group of people this weekend before he releases it to the world. Just then, the needle drops on his song Dina Simone, as a secretary opens an invitation for Stan to come to this very event. Holy shit.
Yeah, damn.
The timing of everything in the last couple minutes is a little on the convenient side, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, right away, it's like everybody in this room's all pumped, and all of a sudden, like 5 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all these people that know each other are just going, and right away I'm going, why in the fuck are they getting an invitation, though?
Because they have clout in the industry in different ways that this is all in an effort to spread this shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's picking a handful of people so that it's easier to perform for them.
Right.
But at the same time, it's people that have reach. You know, the paparazzi, the talk show host, the magazine editor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all people who can spread that shit.
Right.
But she opens this letter and it says, "He formally invites you to the one-time listening experience of Caesar's Request, October 10th, 2024, 8 p.m. in Green River, Utah. And oh, by the way, this invite is non-transferable."
Oh, shit.
The song carries on as we cut around to a bunch of people just jamming to this shit, like on their lunch break at work, at the gym, at a photo shoot. And we also see other people receiving their invitations, including influencer Emily Katz.
Mm-hmm.
Clara Armstrong talks about his return on her talk show, and there's a little basket sitting next to her. There's some international broadcast and on like half the TVs on a plane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody's going crazy over this. And there's one dude dressed like Moretti on the street charging people $5 for pictures.
Yeah, dude, I saw it.
There's a dude in a huge gorilla suit standing behind him for absolutely no reason.
Looks like the Vegas Strip.
Yeah. A small handful of people receive these huge gift baskets with a vinyl album and a bottle of champagne. There's all kinds of shit in here. And Emily takes some pictures by the pool with hers. And I really wanted to say that this song that's playing sucks. But it's really not that bad, I guess.
I knew it.
It's like typical pop shit, but it's got some bright spots, you know? I'm never crazy, however. Oh, this is the fucking note that I was mentioning earlier about people talking in a song. I just don't find it necessary or appealing. And I'm not talking about rap. I mean, like Alan Jackson, like you mentioned, or Billy Currington. I think they both have songs like that where, you know, it might be Daddy Let Me Drive, like I mentioned, or Billy Currington's God is Great, Beer is Good, People Are Crazy.
Where nobody's singing and they're literally just talking.
Yeah, they've been singing for like a minute, and then they just break it down while the music is still happening and be like, "Well, I went on down that old dirt road and I saw Jesus and Hank Williams and thought I'd explode," or whatever bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, can you get back to the singing, please?
Yeah. You know, it's never bad to just shut the fuck up for a minute.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, do a fucking lead break. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm listening for.
I see that all over music.
You do, like, fucking R&B slow jams. Fucking bass dude in Boyz II Men comes out and he's just like, "Baby, I just can't get you off my mind."
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, no, thank you.
It's okay to let the music roll for a minute. You don't have to be fucking talking.
It just always takes me out of it, dude, every time.
Baby, I miss you real bad.
Dina Simone has some moments where I'm like, okay, John Malkovich, what the fuck? Like, I never imagined John Malkovich as any kind of a singer at all.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
There's some people doing this song at karaoke. That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it gets crazy, dude. Essentially, this is just, they're all super fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just that popular.
We get a peek at the paparazzi Bianca and Bill the Shock Jock getting their baskets. Finally, the song ends, and we're back in the magazine office. Everybody looks to be in a pretty celebratory mood as Stan opens his basket, and the secretary comes in pushing a cart toward the crowd with another basket on it. Ooh, what's this?
Oh, shit.
There's a close-up shot revealing a book in the basket that looks very much like a Bible.
Yeah.
Like the way it's bound with like the floppy, soft leather covers.
Mm-hmm.
Very thin pages. And this book is titled The Meditations of Level, which means exactly nothing to us yet. But it will. Oh, it will. The secretary announces, hey, we got another one. This basket, dun dun dun, is for Ariel.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, what?
Poor little meek Ariel, who's only been at this music magazine for 3 years. How in the world was she chosen? She looks just as surprised as we are.
Yeah.
And we cut to a shot of that book I mentioned, open on a table in her apartment with a couple, flowers laid across it. The page is open to, the very beginning. It lays out a chart where it's the book of level plotting scale. And it's a graph, basically. It's got ideal leader written on one axis, and the other is a series of words such as style, vulnerability, discipline, voice, empathy, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what this weird shit is, but apparently it's something that goes back to at least 1955, which was crazy to me.
Oh, okay.
It's like some Scientology, Mormonism type shit, if I ever saw it.
Hey, I mean, kind of shows.
But she's checking out this book and watching Claire's talk show, all about Moretti, of course. It's all anybody can fucking talk about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she changes the channel to Comedy Central, where Bill Burr's talking about him on the Monday morning podcast. He's like, oh, this dude sleeps for 12 hours a day and stands for 12 hours a day, like a balance of life thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But this is my favorite rumor about the guy. Somebody's trying to suggest that he bought Freddie Mercury's teeth.
Cool, dude.
The fuck? That sounds like exactly something he would do.
So... like, to display or to wear?
Yes.
It'd be a nice set of chompers to have, huh?
All the better to open tin cans with.
Yeah.
But Ariel changes the channel again to see Wolf Blitzer mentioning today's top story is, go figure, Alfred Moretti. But she's heard enough. She turns off the TV and kind of starts giggling to herself about her good fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Which is when they finally decide to throw up the title card for this movie, 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
And it's a very old style, like Technicolor image with the copyright year and Roman numerals at the bottom, all rights reserved, etc. And the title itself, like the script, the font, was giving me serious, like Pearl and Wizard of Oz vibes.
Yeah.
It looked a lot like Pearl.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's like the cursive.
Yeah.
You know?
Meanwhile, there's some majestic, like harp orchestral music playing in the score, which was just unsettling enough to give me Midsommar vibes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Turns out the blue background of the title card was indeed the sky, and it pans down to show us the tarmac of a small desert airport, where a plane and a tour bus called I thought it was called the Debutante. Apparently it's called Louise.
Oh, okay.
But they're facing each other, and I guess the Debutante thing is like another one of Moretti's monikers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the mark of a good movie right there. When you put that much work into telling people what your movie is called, I'm into it. And all culminating in a really great shot, showing the prowess of your cinematography and sound design all at once. I think this movie is a lot better than people gave it credit for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't really heard a whole lot about it.
I haven't really, and that's the problem.
It was a suggestion, and, here we are.
Exactly, yeah. On the runway, a bunch of Moretti's minions come and take Stan and Ariel's luggage, and Stan makes a comment about the desert air, and she's like, yeah, it's great, whatever. But this bald guy with a weird blue outfit and a gold necklace comes, he welcomes them to Green River, Utah. His name is Jorg.
Oh, Jorg.
Ariel is not into this dude, taking notes in her journal immediately and double underlines creepy greeter.
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the red flags.
Accurate, yeah.
What's with the weird getup, dude?
And plus, anyone that's going out of their way to be overly ingratiating to you is hardly ever on your side.
Right.
You know what I mean? He goes, it'll be an absolute honor to spend the weekend with you. And Stan replies, namaste, which I don't think was their proper response in this situation. But Jorg tells him the other guests are waiting, and they're now going to board the infamous Louise. Stan kind of fangirls about the bus for a second, calling it Slow-Lo. Apparently when Moretti toured, his outfits were so heavy that they weighed the bus down, and they had to fuel up twice as much.
From fucking clothes, dude.
I fucking guess, dude.
That's when you get a second bus,
Yeah, that's the move. Or fly that shit out ahead, But Ariel kind of finishes Stan's sentence for him, and he's like, oh, hey, nice job, rookie. Yeah, had to get that little jab in there to establish dominance, right? Calling your 3-year employee a rookie.
Yeah, dude, he's a dick the whole movie.
Fuck this dude,
I start, in my notes, it's just
Like, getting legit pissed at him.
Noting all of the shots that he takes at her throughout this movie, and eventually it's just like,
They
fuck
just
you,
keep
Stan.
on fucking coming, yeah.
Fuck you, Stan.
In fact, we get inside the bus, and you see Clara, Bianca, Bill, and Emily already inside, and Stan introduces Ariel as young blood tagging along. Fuck you, dude. She got her own basket, her own invitation.
Right.
You guys are equals at this point. Stop cutting her down at every opportunity, for the love of fuck.
Yeah, he sucks, man.
And Ariel, fucking say something to stand up for yourself too, dude.
Punch him in the balls.
Stan introduces her to the rest of the crew, of course, and takes a second to also take some shots at Clara, claiming she's the most hated sex symbol on TV, but she chooses to focus on the positives, sex symbol, and on TV. And then she gets back at him saying, oh, hey, how's print media treating you?
Right. Ooh. Ouch.
Right in the bread basket. But Ariel notices Bill standing there and freaks out a little. Apparently he's a pretty big deal, like, you know, the shock jock radio guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Stan says he's surprised he came, and Ariel's like, well, this is the event of the century. Why would he miss it? Apparently the story behind that is Moretti and Bill were not too fond of each other. I can't really imagine liking either much, so valid, I guess. But Jorg comes back in and tells them their bus trip is about to be 4 hours and 8 minutes long. Oof. Get comfy, motherfuckers.
My first question was, to where?
You're right.
You're already in the fucking desert.
Exactly. Hopefully back to civilization.
Right.
He goes, feel free to luxuriate until our arrival. When the bus pulls away, the license plate says, clap for me.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, Moretti is all fucking about Moretti.
Yeah, he really is.
Bianca shows Emily a picture of Moretti and Cindy Crawford. Apparently they dated for a while.
Damn.
And Ariel is studiously taking notes. She's up to chapter 12 in the book on level, titled Tomorrow. Teach them young and the world will be yours.
Yeah, what, stop.
Nope. Don't like the sound of that.
Stop, turn the bus around. I'm fucking going home. Which, I don't know, maybe she should have read into the book a little bit further before going, but...
I mean, that's the time, in the time that she has had up to this point. Like, I feel like they got the invitations and it was like, they had to piece the fuck out, basically.
Right.
So she only had time to get up to chapter 12.
Yeah, there's some weird shit going on already.
But the camera focuses on 3 extreme close-ups on the words, teach them young. And Ariel gives it a look like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, and she asks if Stan has been reading it, and he's like, oh, no, I don't actually do work. You do it for me.
Right.
And she tries to fill him in, and he interrupts her, saying, oh, hey, fuck your thing. I'm talking now. And this is a good time to establish our game plan. He tells her basically, obviously, I'll be the one writing the review and the piece. All I want from you is some good old-fashioned note-taking.
Yeah, that's literally what I got from all that was, you know, you take the notes, I'll take the credit. How does that sound? We don't like Stan.
We
Fuck you,
fucking
Stan.
hate Stan, dude. He should be. Oh my god, we should do an episode all about characters that we just fucking hate in all these movies. Like, there seems to be one that stands out in certain movies. Mika from Paranormal Activity.
Right.
Fuck Mika. Fuck Stan. Oh my god, there's got to be so many. Frank. Fuck Frank. Oh no. Fuck you. I like Frank.
You like Frank?
Fuck Jason.
What about Julia?
Oh, fuck, Julie.
That's
That's
Frank
like
I was
the A
talking
number.
about.
Oh, Hellraiser Frank.
Hellraiser Frank.
I thought you were talking about Return of the Living Dead Frank.
Oh, he's a fucking jerk off to you.
He's so whiny, but that's what makes him so fucking funny, dude. Hey, guys, go back and listen to our episode on Return of the Living Dead.
Rabid weasels.
Ariel starts to suggest other things she could do, and he's like, nope, just the note-taking, thanks. He's like, you know, if you come across any weird books or orgies, write that shit down.
Obviously.
Thanks.
I'll be sure to note when I'm finished.
Yeah. He's like, I'm really happy for you, by the way. For what? Being sucked in this god-awful dead-end job with you?
Yeah. Thanks for being the bitch at work.
We cut to some cool travel shots with the bus cruising through this beautiful mountain range. There's a cool, like, twisty overhead shot that kind of turns with the bus. I love it when directors have the foresight not to simply stick a camera in a room, but make it fucking move.
Right.
Like, give us some interesting visuals. Like, I really appreciate it. Move the fucking camera. Be bold.
Yeah, and I mean, shit's come a long way with the drones and stuff now. All the shots you get in these newer movies are just, the cinematography is always fucking fantastic, but everybody's got more to use now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can fucking go outside in my yard right now and film a movie on our phone and fucking,
Right.
you know, it looks like, you know, basically the quality of anything. So the bus approaches the gate to the compound where there are a bunch of cars waiting outside it. Apparently a bunch of diehard Moretti fans just trying to catch a glimpse of this dude sleeping in their cars and shit.
Fucking crazy.
Get a life, guys. You seriously have nothing better to do with your time than sit outside a gate in the desert?
You know, if he's as big as they're acting like, there should be more than 10 cars outside of this gate.
You would think.
But then again, it kind of
But there also shouldn't be, because nobody should be just sitting outside of this fucking gate.
Feel like this compound's next to Area 51, you know?
Oh, yeah, this actually takes place in Area 52. Ariel's like, some people really need a hobby, and Jorg kind of gives her a look like, excuse me, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah, right.
Like he's pissed immediately. And the bus passes a plaque on the gate with a Da Vinci quote, never finished, only abandoned. Food for thought later.
Strange.
The score swells with that uneasy orchestral sound again as they drive up into this place. It's fucking a huge, sprawling compound. It's got like a great hall sort of situation with a bunch of outbuildings all matching in like a Spanish style, color coordinated. And we're looking at it in another one of those overhead zooms, and you start to notice all the people wandering all over the place. There's a shitload of them, and they're all wearing blue outfits, the same blue outfits. Fuck that.
Red flags again.
This is the moment that I'm getting back on the bus and holding the driver at fucking Penn Point or something to take me right the fuck back to the airport. Never a good sign when you see 100 people all wearing the same thing.
Yeah, there's red flags everywhere, and I feel like Ariel notices everything right away, but from the same issue as earlier, nobody's fucking listening, nobody cares.
Well, she's not really expressing anything just yet, but like, this is a point where she could be more vocal about things, and because she's been kind of a pushover to this point, she chooses not to engage.
Right.
You know? There's a welcome party standing there to receive them just as they get off the bus, and the one in the middle, a Native American fella named Najee, is holding a basket and tells him, hey, so before you go to your rooms, to ensure the integrity of this event, please deposit your cell phones here. Strike 2, no fucking way am I doing that, I'm sorry. I can turn it off. I can refrain from recording anything or taking pictures. You do not need my fucking property, period.
I feel like give it another couple of years and this is what's going to happen at concerts.
Ooh.
Have you been to a concert recently?
Not recently, no.
Go to like something big, like go to the Huntington Center and catch a concert. All you see is cell phones.
Yeah.
Everybody's recording everything.
That's another thing about that.
Nobody,
right. And nobody actually just lives in the moment anymore. They all feel compelled to record it instead of experiencing it.
Right.
Which, I mean, I got some of those meta glasses recently, and it's actually pretty fucking useful for stuff like that.
Right.
So you don't have to be like taken out of it and like trying to focus on the shot you're getting on your phone or whatever. But he says they'll return their phones Sunday after the experience is over. And everybody does it. Jorg walks up and stands way too close to Emily, staring her down. She looks up at him like, hey.
Yeah. So
Najee clears his throat to signal her, and although she's already relinquished a cell phone, well, would you look at that? She's an influencer, so of course what's this? She has two cell phones? Damn it. Almost had him. The rest of the party walks up to the guests and give them all like their very own pottery piece.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
Cool.
Here's a vase.
Yeah, they're just like these like blue like urns, essentially, and when a lady hands Ariel hers, we get a close-up of her hands, and they're all cut up for some reason.
Yeah.
Seems like the camera lingers on that for a minute. They continue on, and Jorg makes it a point to hang back to kind of usher people, like always moving them forward.
Mm-hmm.
And we get some shots of the members of the community. Some are painting, some are doing Tai Chi or archery. There's one dude that's feeding a fucking horse. So much random shit in this movie. But we pan across the property until finally cutting into a shot of a bunch of servants, I guess, like dressing Moretti and doing his makeup.
Yeah, dude, crazy. Just getting him ready for dinner, I guess.
Yeah, they like powder his head, and we could both use head powderers, I think. They slide.
Start powdering my head.
Oh, will you excuse me? I have to go powder my head.
Yeah.
But they slide like a big old ring on his gloved finger. This guy's a doozy, man.
Yeah, fucking weird.
There's also a weird mannequin that's all made up and dressed like him as well. Just sitting there, just in the room. That's it.
Yeah, is this some kind of self-worship?
It didn't look like him other than just the dress, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm probably thinking of later, that wax figure.
I mean, that one was like an exact replica. Yeah, okay. In the hall, everybody just kind of hangs out for a bit until Moretti comes in and a hush falls over the crowd. Very Willy Wonka right here.
Yeah, dude, really weird. And he's got a little story joke I thought it was a waste of fucking time. I'm like, I wish I had that 3 minutes back. Some kind of story about Chuck Norris and Muhammad Ali chopping mosquitoes in half.
I was about to say, we're going to spend 3 minutes on it real quick because I just have to make one point, and I don't know how worth it this point is to make, but I'm going to fucking make it because it cracked me up. He walks up onto the stage and he's like, over the years, his concerts have attracted a veritable who's who of the revered and the beatified. And after every show, it was customary for him to invite some of them backstage and, bring them into the green room, take some pictures, do all that kind of shit. And he says, as he says this, Jorg is looking up at him like a father watching his kid graduate. Looks like he's about to cry. And Moretti goes into this story about one night when Muhammad Ali and Chuck Norris were both backstage with him. He's like, as is always the case when two alpha males enter the same space, a competition ensued. And Chuck Norris claims that his hands are so fast that he can chop a mosquito in half. And no sooner does he say this than he does it. Out of nowhere, there's a mosquito in 2 pieces on the floor. So not to be outdone, Ali double jabs another one and chops it into 4 pieces. Moretti is very animated with his karate sounds and moves as he describes it.
Fucking ridiculous.
And he ups the ante even further, Chuck Norris does, cutting one into 6 bits. And Ali tries one more time, but this time the mosquito continues flying through the room. And Moretti's like, hey, what's up with that, man? It's still in the air. And he's like, yeah, but he'll never have children. Okay, so funny joke. It's fine. Whatever. But the whole time I was listening to this, I was just thinking, why are there so many fucking mosquitoes in your green room, dude?
Yeah. Who left the window open all day?
You need a better rider on your tours. But everyone dies laughing except Ariel, of course.
He needs one of those little tennis racket electrocutor bug zapper.
Yeah. Those things are great. Moretti's outfit, of course, is totally fly for a white guy. It's like a burgundy, velvet suit with some white accents on the legs and chest.
Yeah, I want to know where he gets them. I want one.
For sure, dude. He goes, let me be the first to congratulate all of you on being the first to hear my 18th studio album. And then he invites them all to dine with him. He comes down off the stage and shakes Emily and Bill's hands. And I guess their beef is now squashed. Water under the fridge, he says.
Yeah.
Ariel tries to grab a seat kind of across from Moretti, but Stan rushes over and snags it from her like they're playing fucking musical chairs.
Yeah, he's being a dick.
He's like, thanks, Ariel. Like she was pulling out the chair for him. Fuck you.
You go sit with the children.
I can't fucking stand this dude. A little girl named Maud, speaking of the children, comes up and asks Ariel, hey, is it true you're from New York City? I like your hair. Do you want to sit with me? No, Maud. You know why, Maud? Because no little girls are named Maud, Maud. You fucking creepy ass kid, go away.
I was going to say she's very friendly. Don't trust her,
Yeah, she is. She is cute and adorable and endearing, which is exactly all the more reason for you to steer clear.
Which is also crazy, too, because everybody knows who Ariel is.
Yeah.
Where she's from.
That's the thing. She's walking around the compound later. Everyone's waving to her and calling her by name and shit.
They know.
Yeah. Oh, they had a big, presentation about this the night before they arrived. Like, all right, so here's who we're dealing with. Yeah.
Oh, they know.
Well, Stan is busy sucking Moretti's dick. He proposes a toast and tells him that they've all missed him, and Maud leads Ariel to a seat across the friggin' room, and Jorg is sitting right next to her. God damn it, Lurch, you go away too.
Yeah, he's creepy as fuck.
He gets all excited and says, hey, first roll. Ariel looks up to see a single waiter bringing a single dinner roll to Moretti's table.
I mean, it's a big-ass roll.
It's a big-ass roll, but this part grossed me the fuck out. Clara grabs it first, takes a bite, passes it across the table to Bill, who takes a bite, and passes it to Emily, who takes a bite, and passes it to Moretti, and I think you can see where we're fucking going here. Ariel is kind of taken aback by what the fuck is going on, realizing everyone's just taking little nibbles off of this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of nasty close-ups of people smushing their face into this thing. And it's getting smaller and smaller. Pretty soon there's no crust on it, and it's just fucking a wet wad of bread soaked in the spit of everyone in the room.
I was gonna say once it gets to her, is yeah.
Oh my fucking god! What the?
Because it doesn't seem so gross at first.
Well, no, not when a couple people are taking a bite of nothing but crusty bread.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Once you start getting the zoom ins and the spit string from the mouth to the bread, and it's just
it's so Moretti is rich as fuck. Give everybody their own bread, man. This is fucking disgusting.
It's because this is some kind of fucking religious
Is it like breaking bread, like communion?
I mean, that's the vibe that I got. I mean, not that there's anything else going on, but they're passing. Is that?
Yeah, guess what? That's fucking dumb too.
This is the body of Moretti's schlong that everybody's taking a bite off of.
Well, by the time it gets to Ariel, it's just a tiny little bread ball, and they do a close-up on it, and it legit made me gag. Like, I was wondering if she was going to go for it or not, but like, peer pressure, she does.
It didn't look to me like I thought she faked it, but not that it even really matters.
Maybe. I couldn't quite tell. If she did, she took a tiny bite and kept it going.
Right.
But that's where they bring the real dinner out. And interestingly enough, it seems like everyone has their own individual meals.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a blue lobster someone gets put down in front of them. Somebody else has like a steak and shrimp. Another is like a plate of veggies. Like everybody's got something different, which is also weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Moretti that got that blue lobster.
No, that makes sense. Ariel initiates conversation with Jorg, telling him she's a journalist and she'd like a little bit of background if he can provide it. And he's like, well, I was a music teacher in Charlotte, North Carolina, and one semester I picked my favorite musician, the Wizard of Wiggle himself,
Ew.
to be the primary focus for the kids, and one day he gets a phone call saying Moretti wants to meet him, and he thought it was a prank until Moretti himself got on the phone, and of course he's creaming his fucking jeans about that. Like, he's like, his voice, it's unmistakable.
Couldn't wait.
The motherfucking debutante himself, yeah.
Couldn't wait to leave my life behind and go and suck his cock in Utah.
Yeah, dude, he's like, next thing you know, I was a no-call, no-show at work, just completely abandoned his whole life. He was on a plane the next morning, and now he teaches music theory to the children of the compound.
I was gonna say, could you imagine, like, he says no call, no show, but this is, like, way beyond that. It's not like he switched jobs.
This is like going missing.
Yeah, he just straight got up the one morning, got on the plane, took whatever he was taking with him, and
left his entire fucking life behind, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I wonder if he was bald before that, or if he did it to, like, mimic Moretti.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it's fucking crazy as shit.
But he repeats the quote that she saw in the book, teach them young and the world will be yours. And I love Ariel's approach here, asking leading questions to get more info out of him. She's like, oh, that's from the book, right? Hey, are you guys like a religion or something? Like, what is it to be a levelist? And he goes, it's the one and only holistic path to prevent the obstruction of creativity and ensure the protection of those divinely burdened to wield it.
I'm not sure I understand what the fuck he's talking about, honestly, but...
He's basically saying, okay, so this is a holistic, which is like a more natural approach to things to prevent the obstruction of creativity. So like anyone who's trying to squash and censor people's creative ideas. Mm-hmm. They want to protect those people, and they consider them to be divinely burdened with it. Like, they have a gift to share with the world in one way or another, so we have to protect those who are creative. And she's like,
I was going to say, I kind of was with her, her face. She's kind of like,
right.
Me too. Like, this guy's fucking crazy, man.
They're all fucking crazy, man. Well, thankfully, somebody grabs him before he can get any further into that nonsense, and she goes back to scrawling in her notebook, calling the people in the compound sycophants. That about covers it, dude. Like, it's wild to see devotion to a single human being for not much reason besides celebrity, eh?
Right.
Not super common, but we do see it from time to time. Heaven's Gate, Jonestown, MAGA. Sometimes somebody just comes along and puts some kind of voodoo love potion on a whole group of people.
Jesus Christ.
And then they just blindly follow anything they say, won't they? No matter how bad an idea it is for them. Anyway. As Ariel is scribbling in her notebook, the camera pans around to reveal that Moretti is standing directly behind her, waiting for her to notice, or the opportunity to speak, He peeks over her shoulder and startles her by saying, hey, doesn't sycophant have an O?
Yeah.
Well, yes, it does. I chose not to point that out so as not to ruin the bit. She's like, oh, fuck, probably.
Such a strange interaction, man.
Yeah. He introduces himself and he puts some like extra stank on Moretti, like Antonio Margheriti. Gorlami. But she mentioned she was shocked to get the invite but honored to be there. And he's like, cool, well, rest well. And hey, don't forget the O, you fucking got busted, bitch. The guests are gathered at the table and Najee congratulates them again. Such an honor to be here. And we get some more close-ups of all the scars on everybody's hands. Curious what that's all about.
Yeah, they all got them too.
Najee tells them they've all been assigned a personal concierge for all their needs while they're at the compound. And at that point, one blue-suited person for each guest comes to stand behind the person they're babysitting It's fucking weird, dude. No thanks. I'm sure I can manage.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool off the bat. I mean,
if it's just somebody that's going to hang out and be like, oh, hey, yeah, let me grab a fucking Diet Coke for you or whatever.
Yeah, you just don't really realize what's about to happen until a couple scenes.
Maybe that's the way to beat it, dude. You send them on like errands all the time. Like, hey, can you go get me a fucking blank? And then right when they come back, oh, hey, I forgot. Can you also give me this?
I love the concierge in Jamaica, man.
Oh, I bet.
Just sit by the pool. Their strawberry daiquiri. Yeah.
Garçon.
Yeah.
But turns out Ariel's concierge is Belle, played by Amber Midthunder, who I loved in Prey, of course. And actually, for a minute, because of my experience with Prey and seeing Amber Midthunder, I thought Najee was the same dude who played her brother in that movie. Not the case, and I feel slightly inadvertently racist for saying so. But they look fairly similar and have the same overall vibe. I don't know. It was possible.
Y'all related, or?
Stop it. The concierges all hand their assigned guest an itinerary for the weekend. This shit's whacked out, dude. From top to bottom, we've got Friday is the meet and greet, which is already over. The crustacean medley, which I guess is what they just ate.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too appetizing when you put it that way, in my opinion. Crustacean medley.
Sounds good to me, man.
I mean, I like crustaceans, but like, it's not an appetizing word.
Right.
They've got the check-in and the first song listening. Ooh, yeah, let's do that. Saturday is exotic fruit buffet, fashioning, whatever the fuck that is.
Sounds awesome, dude.
Does it?
Yeah.
What is it like? At this point in the movie, I'm like, are they like getting all dressed up or are they like making shit?
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. Thanks for coming this weekend. We are going to have you quilt blankets.
Anybody else's fingers hurt?
Yeah.
Listening session part 1, community art crawl, no thank you. Siesta and ceramics, which sounds fucking delightful.
What?
Take a nap and do some pottery, dude.
Siesta.
While Unchained Melody plays in the background. Listening session part 2, there's a rustic supper by Master Chef Candace Smith. Sunday is raw breakfast and juice, more fashioning, a puppet show presentation by Our Beloved Children.
Nice.
The Rhinestone Chalet Tour, final lunch, and a departure ceremony. Okay, so not much focus on the music. What the fuck are we doing?
That's what we do this weekend.
But that was the whole point. We were
yeah.
supposed to come here to listen to your album and get a fucking, like, personalized performance of it or whatever.
We find out there's a couple
there
solo,
are.
yeah.
Sure. But, like, there's so much else going on that it becomes less about the music.
Right.
And it's more like just a weekend retreat.
Yeah, I agree.
But Ariel doesn't look too pleased. She goes back to her room to discover her laptop is missing. Apparently the cell phones weren't good enough. In place of the laptop, she finds a card that says, "To ensure the integrity of your experience, we have checked your laptop. It'll be returned to you at the completion of your visit. Thank you." Dude, fucking why?
Yeah, so they went through her shit even, That's pretty fucked up.
Dude, I would have been so pissed. If I heard that anybody was touching any of my shit for any reason.
Right. Well, and that's okay, so this just happens as if this isn't bad enough. That was the only connection she had to the outside. We hear a pop, and you're kind of like, what the hell is that?
Oh my God,
and Ariel
dude.
goes and checks the peephole on the door, and her little buddy is sitting outside of her room in a chair, chewing gum, staring at the door.
Yeah, Belle is facing the fucking door, like
Right.
3 feet away from it in a chair, just blowing bubbles with her bubble gum.
So it's not like some kind of guard where there's a chair facing out, sitting next to the door.
No, she is watching.
She's blocking the door
Right.
from her leaving, going anywhere.
I'm surprised there weren't bars on the windows to prevent what happens later.
Right.
Ariel walks over to like a reel-to-reel player on the wall with a plaque that says, "Press play to hear Moretti's new single," which is titled "Tomorrow, My Love."
Hey, reel to reel is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like that,
Yeah, for sure.
But also, you guys are all called here to listen to this song by yourself in a room.
I think
Could have did that at home.
Sure.
You know?
But you've also had the experience where you're like automatically put on like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And then you go into this room, and I kind of like the approach of like, yeah, just go into your room by yourself, fucking hang out, and just listen to this song. Like
Right.
that's all your brain should be engaged in at that moment from their perspective is just fucking feel this music, bro. See, in terms of the song, I don't know about you, I wasn't super impressed. Again, it's not bad, but as she sits there listening, we cut to a security cam shot of her in her room, and then to another shot of a shitload of cameras being monitored, and everybody's got their own thing going on. Most people are like dancing to the music in their rooms.
Right.
Bill is in the parlor getting a massage, and the most concerning thing here is that it looks like in one of these shots there's a dude just painting all of their phones, like painting over the screens with dark blue paint.
Oh, I didn't even notice that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not going to end well.
Right. Well, what caught my eye was this little building on the Courtyard South camera,
Yeah?
What the fuck's in there?
Which building was it? Do we know?
It was the Clam building.
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, that place is
they
creepy.
kind of hover over that a couple times. But then we zoom in on the fountain spa camera, like you said, where Bill's still getting that massage, and his head's in that face hole,
Yeah.
getting the massage, and then we see the some extra feet pop up,
Yeah, people enter the room and start like taking measurements of his body.
Yeah, it's really weird. It sounds like he starts to get strapped down, and he kind of starts yelling and resisting.
Well, he tries to like push himself up off the table, and they just push him the fuck back down.
Yeah, it feels like I think he's getting strapped down to this thing. At
Right.
least that's what I thought.
And then we hear the sound of a fucking power tool fire up. Fuck.
Yeah, fucking.
He screams his ass off. Yeah, something like that. Well, we see later that, I mean, maybe it was a bladed instrument of some sort. Maybe it was like a turkey carver.
It could have been. Yeah. I like the quick cut away from this, though. We don't see any blood. We don't see anything. We just see his eyes light up and him screaming through the face hole.
Yep, the face hole.
And then just whoop.
Hey, shut your face hole.
Yeah.
But like, I like that he screamed. Like he's in mid scream, and they just They cut the sound, and then all of a sudden you're like getting ambient nature sounds and like zooming in somewhere outside. It's good cinematography and sound design for sure. The next morning, Ariel goes to leave her room, and of course, Belle is standing right there, staring at the fucking door.
Yeah, she ain't sitting anymore either.
No, she's just standing like waiting.
Yeah, good morning.
Ariel chose not to look out the peephole this time. If she had, I would have shit my fucking pants.
Right.
Like she would just be like,
it's like the mom from Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
standing out in the hallway. Yes. Holy shit.
Bella ends up asking if she can get her anything, and Ariel's like, nah, dog, I was just going out for a jog. This scene is fantastic. Since Belle has to follow her around everywhere, she jogs along with her.
Right.
But like 10 feet behind her.
Yeah.
And like Ariel notices and she stops, and so does Belle. And when she starts back up again, like Belle stops and she looks around like, oh, no, nothing to see here,
Yeah.
Do. And Ariel starts jogging again. So does Belle. It's fucking great. I don't understand why she chose to do it like 10 to 15 feet behind her, though, instead of like, why not just join her for the jog?
I mean, there's multiple things. So not only is she being followed, I feel like she takes the strangest jog route ever here. Instead
where
of like,
do you run, dude?
Well, instead of like just following the path and the road or whatever, there's a lot of that open stuff we saw from the shot in. She's like running through little workshops and stuff, what I mean?
Past a bunch of blankets people are in the middle of making,
she's
past the pottery.
Back here, fucking check this out.
Right, yeah. But it also gives us kind of a layout of the place, which is useful for her later.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of kids painting creepily, like waving at her as she runs by.
Yeah, like we said earlier,
Hi,
everybody
Ariel.
knows. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Super weird. She runs into Moretti lounging by the pool and has a little chat with him. She says she feels bad for making Belle run with her, and she's like, you guys really go above and beyond with the service here. And he's like, oh, is that the only thing you find above and beyond?
He fucking sounds like Hannibal Lecter. Oh yeah, Clarice.
Please join me in my listening room.
Right. Farva beans and a Chianti.
I don't want a large farva beans. She compliments him on the song. She's like, oh, it's gorgeous and haunting and kind of funny. Not how I pictured your heart. And he's like, oh, how did you picture my heart? She's like, I don't know, like Teflon, glitter glaze with a fuck ton of cash and applause. Pardon my French. He's like, oh, don't stop Frenching on my account.
Yeah, what the fuck? You're weird, man.
She sits with him and wants to know more about this levelist thing. And she's like, not to get all Anderson Cooper on you, but this religion, how long ago was it since you founded it? And he's like, oh no, I didn't create it. It existed long before me. I'm just very committed to it.
Okay.
She's like, all right, so what would you say you do here?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, Catholics go to mass, Muslims pray towards Mecca. All religions have things that they do together. And he's like, oh, what do you call a group of people that does nothing together? She goes, Congress. There's some very topical conversation in this movie. I dig it. He's like, Well, actually, there is one thing we all do. Do you want to see?
Yeah. No, sure fucking don't. Here's another.
I haven't wanted to see anything since I got here. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm good again. If we could just leave again. I would like to go home again.
He leads her out to this creepy fucking bright orange tent, which stands out like a sore thumb. They walk inside and he apologizes for the smell. Apparently you never get used to it. And there's a guy sitting at a table engaged in a process they call diving. He's like, we're all called to do it. And she's like, including yourself? And he's like, yeah, of course. And we get a shot of his hands, which no longer have gloves on them. And he's all scarred up too.
Right.
So this dude is sitting at this table, shucking oyster after oyster, because to make necklaces, they only source natural pearls. And it's fucking nerve-wracking watching this dude holding this knife, digging into these oysters. And you're so worried that he's going to fucking slip and mess himself up. And don't worry, indeed he does. He slips on one of these and buries the knife all the way into his fucking hand.
Yeah, dude, this is gross. It's hard to explain, I guess, but he's frantically opening these clams, whatever the fuck they are. And, oh my God, the shells are breaking and there's just, that's why their hands are. It's
mucusy meat in there.
It's
looks
not
awful.
just the knife; it's the shells and stuff that are splitting, that are cutting them, and it's oh my God.
Yeah, and then he just rips this knife back out of his hand, wraps a piece of cloth around it, and just gets right the fuck back to it.
I wish they would talk about this more later because I feel like they don't really dive in. I mean, we do see we do see some pearls later on.
Oh yeah,
but we don't get like a direct answer on why anybody would have It's not a full necklace of pearls like I thought it was going to be either.
Mm-hmm.
You said you gave Mary Jane a pearl necklace. How much did that cost?
It's free.
Yeah.
She asks him what the point of all this was, and he explains that the worth of a single pearl surpasses that of all the empty shells. True balance exists not in the notion that all things are equal, but in the realization that they are not. She takes a leap here and just comes out and asks, hey man, did you buy Freddie Mercury's teeth?
Yeah.
Which, of course, he does not answer. But later we cut to Ariel finishing a shower, and when she gets a knock on the door, she opens it, and a woman named Rachel, along with a whole menagerie of people, like pushing racks of clothes and measuring tools, and this is apparently the fashioning portion of the weekend.
Right.
And Rachel explains that they're going to make her look like the best version of her. And she tries to ask some questions, but Rachel's like, nope, no time, we've got to follow the schedule. And we get a quick shot of the puppets being made for the show later, and they're all creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Back to the after shot of Ariel's makeover, and she's in this nice yellow dress now. Hair's all done up, and Rachel compliments her bone structure, telling her she looks like Pam Grier.
Yeah, baby.
And then...
Dusty, do you know how hot Pam Grier is?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Fucking coffee, dude.
And then this bitch asks Ariel, hey, how's the lady garden?
Your cha-cha.
She's like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, your lady garden, your cha-cha. Your vagina. And Ariel's like, yeah, no, I got it. But Rachel asks when the last time she shaved or waxed down there was. And she's like, is somebody planning on looking at it? Why the fuck are you worried about that?
Moretti requires everyone is unshaven, but tidied.
Yeah, a full tidy bush. Emphasis on tidy.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
She's like, when's the last time you shaved? She's like, it's been a minute. And she's like, good. But fucking why, though, dude? Why are we doing this?
Because Moretti is gonna fuck everybody, Dustin.
Yeah. Well, in more ways than one.
Well, they don't come out and say that, but that's what I assumed.
All right.
Somebody's got to be taking a peek.
Rachel's like, look, dude, I've worked on the debutante since before the Cream Crush tour. He's had celebrity guests, people who had holidays named after him. Fucking what?
Is that like
Columbus Day?
I was gonna say, I think.
I don't know if any
I thought like Martin Luther King Day. It was like one of the ones that, you know.
He wouldn't have been around for that though, right? That was
Moretti was looking pretty fucking old.
But he's looking old in 2025.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But she goes, as Moretti says, no one is more of a star fucker than the fucking stars. Well, okay then. And Rachel dips down and gets to work, dude. We get a shot of Ariel's feet with some pubes sprinkling down around him.
Some nice shoes.
Fucking wild, dude. This is crazy. We cut back to the hall where Stan and Clara are outside, also all done up, smoking a cigarette. Claire's got a little bit of a Jessica Rabbit thing going on right now with a wig on.
Right.
That's got to be insulting. Like, your hair sucks. You just need different hair.
I'm still laughing just because of the previous scene. Everybody that's standing around, it's like, hey, everybody's pretty fresh right now. You know?
Yeah, Ariel asks him, hey, so did somebody come in and shave your... And they're both like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody else seems to be alarmed by this.
No.
You know? Hey, if you want to come trim for me, saves me some time, I guess.
No,
I got
thanks.
a big favor to ask, buddy.
Please leave. Emily and Bianca join them, and Jorg comes out to escort them to the listening room. But Ariel's like, hey, wait a minute, what about Bill? And Jorg explains that Bill opted for a longer massage session, and he'll rejoin us later. Yeah, fucking right, dude. Why didn't everybody see through this shit? Why would he skip the listening portion of his invitation to come, the whole weekend? The entire point of the weekend was to come listen to Moretti's new album. What, he's going to choose to not do it now?
Getting a tuggy.
Got something tugged off. But that would be raising red flags for me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But the rest of them just seem more annoyed at Bill than anything else and move on. And they walk into this huge, almost barn-like space, and with this, elaborate stage washed in orange light, Moretti's just standing in the middle of it with his fingers in a triangle in front of his face, wearing some kind of fucking Daft Punk getup.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking robot suit.
He's like, I'll only say this. Humanity has been in debt ever since we found ourselves on this tiny rock. Every so often there's a Michelangelo who paints the Sistine Chapel, or a Tina Turner who covers Proud Mary, and humanity chips away at that debt. Now I'm not saying this album, Caesar's Request, will bring us into the black, but you can bet your ass it'll bring us closer to it. Cue the fucking music. He takes off his little hat and this club banger starts in, and he's circling around them and barking at them for some reason.
Yeah, super artsy again. This whole scene.
He starts singing and simultaneously dancing with each of them, as well as pretend fucking them. He gives Clara a couple of good doggy style humps here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's flirting with everybody, and it's I don't know. He's acting like he's a god or something again,
Yeah, pretty much. He spins Ariel around and does some air humps for good measure. Meanwhile, the sycophants are just wild-eyed staring at him and damn near drooling at this. Their eyes are literally sparkling as if the music is entrancing them somehow.
Yeah. Weird twinkle,
And Moretti walks over to Stan and pantomimes sucking his dick.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Whoa.
Not that there's anything wrong if you wanted to suck his dick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, things just get progressively more forward. His dancing is really awkward, which brings out the old in him somehow.
Yeah, I thought that too, almost kind of cringy.
Yeah, he waddles over to old lazy-eyed Bianca and starts choking her and spanks himself a couple times. And then he walks over to Emily and pulls her up out of her seat by her ponytail. Ooh, damn. She's super into it. Her face changes instantly into a look of ecstasy. And the whole scene starts to descend into slow motion when Emily starts to cough uncontrollably. Stan's like, oh, peanut allergy. Moretti's like, well, it could also be the altitude, and he sends one of his minions to take her away to fix her up, and they all decide to take a break from the music, and as they walk out of the hall, Clara struggles with her wig trying to loosen it, a little foreshadowing for later.
Right, oh god.
She says, what's crazier, that Moretti has changed his wardrobe 6 times this weekend, or that he's still the best entertainer in the world? Definitely that last one, because no, he's fucking not.
So yeah, she's starstruck, man. Along with everybody here, really, other than Ariel.
Kind of even Ariel in this moment, until the coughing fit happens.
Right.
But Ariel mentions how weirdly talented everyone here seems to be, but the scars on everyone's hands aren't very comforting.
Right.
She asks how well Clara knows Stan, and if she thinks he would lose his shit if she did a separate piece on the levelists, which reminded me of Midsommar again. The whole, writing your thesis on this, group of people.
Yeah.
And then the other guy decides he's going to do it too. And he's like, shut up, don't take my idea.
Right.
But Claire's like, yo, if you got something to say, fucking say it. Stan be damned.
Fucking Stan.
Woo, Black Betty, Stan be damned.
Yeah.
But we cut to Stan and Moretti admiring some levelist paintings, and Stan is spouting some bullshit about him. And Moretti's like, we believe that God is a temporary state of being and that divinity is accessible for all, but soon fades away. For instance, when I created the bridge on Live Without Love, I was a capital G God in that moment, just as the person who created the horseshoe thousands of years ago was a god in that moment.
Right.
Horses need shoes, bro. They still use horseshoes today.
I get that, but what does that have to do with this fucking chorus? I disagree. I get what he's saying, but the horseshoe was much more important than your fucking pop song.
That's true.
That's why I said,
Not to him and not to the Moretti fans, dude. They're fucking drooling over all this shit.
Fucking nuts, man.
But Ariel's like, all right, but since most people will never create something truly perfect in their lives, doesn't that alienate people a bit? She's like, no, exactly the opposite. The opportunity is always there for every person at all times. And Stan weighs in, but completely fucking misunderstands. I love how obvious it is that Moretti values nothing that Stan says.
Right.
Like, he never responds to him even unless absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Stan checks in with Ariel about her notes, and she's like, hey man, what you think about me doing a piece on the Levelists? They're obviously a cult. And he's like, okay, and? Like, at this point, they're whispering to each other, trying not to get, overheard. But he stops her and he's like, look, we're doing one story, and you're playing a vital role in it, but anything interesting about this place is going to be in my story.
Right. Yeah, he's being a dick. Again, fuck you, Stan. But right on time. This is perfectly timed.
Dude.
He gets hit with a fucking arrow.
Yeah, fucking. He's talking about like, oh yeah, the weird groupies in blue, the vases, the dancing. None of that matters. It's all about the music. And bam, gets shot in the chest with a fucking arrow out of nowhere. Like, that's it. I don't usually get got by jump scares. That one kind of got me because I'm like, holy fucking shit. They're just in the middle of this very quiet conversation. And all of a sudden, fuck!
Right, dude. And I love it. He's like, oh my God, take it out, take it out. And then this little kid comes running up. I'm so sorry, mister.
Dude, no, fuck you.
My grip must have slipped. And I'm going, that's a lie. This kid is probably a fucking if he did shoot it, this kid's a marksman.
I was thinking it was probably not the kid that fired it.
Right.
And it's definitely not an accident. But
I'm sorry, mister. Kid, you fucking missed my heart by like 4 inches,
Yeah, next time, make sure you fucking hit it. But yeah, it goes through his shoulder, so not lethal, but holy shit, dude. I think they were trying to take his ass out at this point.
Right.
But it turns out archery is hard. So
yeah.
Ariel has Belle escort her to Clara's room, where Stan and Bianca also happen to be. And Stan's all drunk, and he's like, oh, hey, Ariel. Hey, we were just saying we should call over your room and invite you over here, and look at it. Here you are.
Right. Fucking idiot.
Clara hands her a drink. She's like, there's not a lot left, but you look like a lightweight anyway. So she starts gushing about Moretti again, raises another toast to him. And Ariel says she's got something to say to them. And Stan's like, oh, this better not be about that fucking article.
Right.
She's like, look, dude, I don't think the arrow was an accident. We're in the middle of nowhere. They took our cell phones and laptops. We have no way of communicating with the outside world. They're watching us 24/7, probably listening into this room right now.
Correct.
People are fucking missing. Let's not forget about that.
Right.
And Stan's like, they're all laughing at her. Stan goes, are you sure you haven't been drinking with us? And she's like, what the fuck, man? You know there's weird shit going on. You just got shot. How are you so nonchalant about this?
Right. Nobody cares.
She's like, is this not the least bit fucking strange?
Mm-hmm.
And Stan's like, well, it makes more sense that Bill decided not to listen to the album with the rest of them than it does that Moretti, orchestrated all this to steal their cell phones? Come on, dude.
Yeah, right.
The fuck, man? No, not at all. That's one of the weird things. Think about it, dude.
Right.
But Ariel points out that Clara herself said that Bill and Moretti hated each other. She's like, yeah, but it was stupid. Bill just made fun of Moretti for getting his Doberman stuffed after it died.
Strange.
Yeah, I'd make fun of that too. Actually, I've been seeing these weird ads on Facebook lately where people are getting stuffed reproductions of their pets.
No, thank you.
Not the hide of the animal itself, but like a stuffed animal from like a factory. Whether the animal is dead or not. Like sometimes it's like of their dead pets. Sometimes the pets are still around. I've seen both, but am I the only one who thinks that's fucking weird?
It is strange. Are you going to treat the stuffed animal like your pet?
Is that what's going to happen? Like, are you preparing for the animal to die so that like you don't have to lose it? Or either way, dude, how about you just deal with some fucking grief and move on like the rest of humanity always has?
There was a Jackass skit on the TV show when it first came out, and Johnny Knoxville was trying to get his grandma stuffed. And like we're going
legit, or what? He was just calling around seeing if anybody would do it.
But he was like trying to see who would take like the setup. So he would go in with a hidden camera with his grandmother
there with him.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think this will run me?
Yeah.
Anyway, R.I.P. Tucker. That was the dog's name apparently. And, oh, hey, Clara agrees with me. She's like, Moretti was shamed because everybody thought it was kind of strange because it's kind of fucking strange. And Ariel's like, look, dude, this all just feels really weird to me. And Stan chimes in with, well, that's why you're the one that's just taking notes.
Yeah, fucking asshole again.
This dude is a cunt.
Right.
I hate this guy.
So my first question right away is, Bill's MIA. Is Bill's article what kind of set all this off, you know?
I think we get a callback to that at the end of the movie, so it'll come full circle for sure. But, like, where's that archery guy when you need him? You fucking missed, bro. Aim for the head this time. Ariel gets all pissed, and Claire walks her away, and Stan's drunk and fuck. What is happening? It's so funny. We cut to dinner that evening, and Moretti walks in doing this dramatic, over-the-top crying bit. He drops to the floor, and he's like, oh, the crowd is so upset. And everybody groans. And he's like, upset that I'm not on stage. And he's smiling, and then everybody cheers. And there's this whole back and forth thing. And he's like, the back row is half asleep, but the front row is ready to rage. The drummer was an hour late. He was in the back seat of a groupie's car. The spotlight just blew out, but my sarong shines from afar.
Your what?
What's sarong? You don't know what sarong is? The price of the ticket was low, but we're booked for another gig. The microphone is tiny and cheap, but it makes my bulge look big. And he pushes out the fabric on his outfit to make it look like he's got a boner.
Right.
And it's like 1.5 feet long.
Cool.
But it's just this like weird performance art piece. Everybody cheers for it.
He's lame.
He is lame.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. But we cut to Ariel and her notes on the levelists, but then that transitions into taking notes on an escape plan.
Right.
She's like, where's the massage room? Where's Bill? Where's the kid's parents? What the fuck is the deal with these pearl necklaces? We got to find our phones. Yeah, actually, that's not going to help you much at this point.
Right.
But also,
she had everything written down here that we were all wondering.
For sure.
You know?
And I know that they're talking about actual pearl necklaces, but I did get a chuckle seeing it on the page there. Ariel is also wearing a super sneaky incognito spy ninja outfit because she's on a mission.
Dressed like Chun-Li.
She's just got like black, a black baseball cap pulled down like low. She's got like all, dressed in all black, trying to be one with the shadows. But she sneaks out the window to avoid Belle and runs through the compound again. Belle and Rachel discover she's missing almost immediately, and Belle kicks down the fucking door.
Yeah, dude, she's a beast. Like, damn.
Yeah, dude. She sees she's gone and takes off running.
She immediately heads to the clam room.
Dude. Which is totally fucking empty now, as if they expected this.
Right.
And a bell tolls for Levelist Church or something like that, and a bunch of Levelists are walking inside a chapel. Inside, Najee addresses the congregation saying, I love you all dearly and hope to see you soon. And everybody starts hugging him. Some people are crying. Shit's weird, man.
Yeah, dude. Something strange going on. Some kind of fucking service. But yeah, that's not good.
It sounded like he was getting ready to sacrifice himself in front of everybody.
I'll see you all later.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Ariel sees a couple people carrying the phone basket somewhere. She recognizes from when she first got there. So she follows them and sneaks into a big old barn full of animal hides and wet specimen jars and a fucking 2-headed goat or some shit. Bunch of sharp utensils all over the place. And she does find the phones, but also finds that they're all covered in blue paint.
Yeah, I guess I thought they were just scratched to fuck, but they were painted.
They were painted. She tries scratching it off, but it's not going well.
Right.
And the camera pans over to reveal Bill's body, but it's missing its fucking head.
Yeah, sick, dude.
Guess we found out what happened with that power tool earlier. And Rachel sneaks up on her asking if she's okay, and all Ariel can say is, don't touch me. And she kind of gets in a fighting stance for a second before blasting through Rachel and Belle, who just ran up, to go back to her room and pack her shit and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Right. And as she leaves, we get some kind of like blood drip here, too.
Yeah. I'm not sure where that's even coming from, really, because Bill's already on the ground.
Yeah.
But when she comes storming out with all her shit, everyone's already kind of strangely congregated outside as if they're waiting for her, which is unsettling. Moretti walks up holding little Maud's hand, and Ariel's like, I need to leave. He's like, what's wrong? And she asks where Bill is. Najee says he assumes he's just getting dressed for dinner. Yeah, right, buddy, good one.
Right. He's been getting ready for a couple days now.
This must be some dinner. Or better be some dinner.
Yeah, now where's Emily? You know?
Najee says, oh, she's feeling much better. She'll join us at the children's show. Boy, will she. And Moretti's like, well, hey, calm down and tell me what happened. You seemed just peachy yesterday. Must be cold where they are because you can hear his voice quivering a little bit.
Right.
She's like, nah, Doug, I'm not explaining anything. I just want to go right now. And Najee says, sorry, no can do. A few of the believers took the Louise into town. The Louise, he says.
The.
And she's like, all right, well, what about those ATVs over there? And he laughs at her like, dude, those will get you 10 miles and then you got to walk the other 40. Okay, so idea. Tow one of them behind the other and then you only got to walk 30, which at this point I would be totally fine with just to get the fuck out of this creepy place. And she's like, all right, well, we got to figure something out because I need to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And that's when Yor gets all pissed and indignant, like, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, you ungrateful little bitch.
Right. Moretti's actually a nice guy here, though. You know, he tells him that she's scared. We must have scared her. You know, you need to calm down, Jorgie.
Jorgie. Well, yeah, he's like, Yor, chill, bro. Obviously, she's frightened, and it's because of something we did or didn't do. So he apologizes and assures her they'll get her out of there as soon as they can. And he asks Najee when the bus is getting back. He says 40 minutes. And then fucking Stan and Clara and Bianca are so fucking rude in this moment. Like, annoyed at the inconvenience of having to talk about this.
Right.
Bianca rolls her eyes. Clara waves her hand like, let's get on with it. And Stan literally thumbs his nose at her.
Right. Fucking dick.
Fuck all of you. You deserve everything that's coming to you.
Right.
And this is all a big show, though. Like, Moretti's trying to convince Ariel that he's on her side. And he can't believe how rude these levelists are being to this poor scared girl. We need to make it top priority to get the plane fueled up to make sure it's ready to go the second we get Ariel to the airport. No arguments.
Right.
And that's when Maude puts on the puppy dog eyes and she's like, but what about the puppet show?
Yeah.
And Moretti plays into it perfectly. And he's like, well, she has to leave, so she's going to miss it this time, okay?
Right. Right.
She's like, but we all worked so hard and you were supposed to sit next to me. It's not fair.
Yeah, man. She's a kid. You can't say no.
Boo fucking who, kid? Go bark up another tree. I do not care.
Say, I told you not to trust that little fucking kid, man, but let's go anyway.
Moretti's like, all right, well, how about this? Fucking no to whatever you're about to say. How about that? But he's like, look, the children's building is the closest one to the gate, so she can keep an eye on it while watching the show until the bus gets there. And Maude's like, well, if you feel comfortable with that. Like, everybody's saying everything just right to throw her just enough off so she doesn't run for the hills.
Right.
It's terrifying how, like, rehearsed these responses are.
Culty.
One might say. Ariel responds, all right, so, like, can I see the entrance from the building? Well, you should actually have the whole layout by now, shouldn't you, with all that tactical espionage you've been up to?
Yeah, no shit.
But Moretti's like, yeah, cross my heart, hope to die. Interesting choice of words. And she agrees, and Maude's all happy and excited again. And Ariel and Maude walk off holding hands, and Yor grabs her shit. We get a couple nice nature shots of some bison grazing in the mountains.
Yeah, pretty
nice. Bison. Buffaloes. We cut to the children's building, which sounds off. I don't like it that it's just called the children's building.
Yeah, strange.
They've got this puppet show all set up, and the play they're putting on is called The Tragedy of Billy.
Creepy ass rat show, man.
Dude.
I did want to note here that they needed to move one of the beanbag chairs, and it seemed rather heavy, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so they walk into this room, a bunch of the levelists are already standing around, and there are 5 beanbag chairs arranged nicely in an arc on the floor for them to enjoy the show from, which is weird enough as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ariel's just standing by the door, not interested in moving any further in.
Oh, they move it in front of the window, don't they?
Yeah, so Belle struggles to drag one of these beanbags into the corner of the room, so it's by the window for Ariel to see out of. And you're wondering the whole time, what the fuck is the issue? It's a beanbag chair. Move it. It's not heavy at all.
Yeah, no, she drags it like it's a fucking coffee table.
I love the show she puts on, dude. She's like all the effort noises she's making, heavy breathing and grunting, fucking dragging this thing back. Like, goddamn, it's a beanbag chair. But Ariel sits down in it, and I guess we're ready for the show to begin. And what a fucking show it is. A rat in a top hat walks out and pulls the curtains back. And then a bunch more rat puppets drop down with cameras and microphones like their old school press.
Mm-hmm.
And then a model of Billie Holiday drops down and takes a hit off of its cigarette, and smoke actually pours out of its mouth, which is cool. She's like, okay, I'm ready. And they all start yelling Lady Day at her, and one rat's like, tell me, has the trauma in your childhood helped make such successful music? She's like, coming from where I'm from to be where I'm at now, well, I guess that's a sweet song in itself, but I wouldn't wish my childhood on anyone, even for success. And tell us about prison. Did you perform any ditties in the slammer? Well, I'm no saint. You already knew that, and prison sure ain't full of saints. Neither is the rest of the world. Are you still on smack? She's like, I'm very pleased to announce that I'm 100% sober, and as I stand here, I plan to stay that way. I'm very embarrassed to admit some of the mistakes I've made in my past and ask my fans and family to forgive me as best they can. I know I'm certainly trying to. And one's like, when did the weight gain start? How do you feel about McKay blowing your fortune? Are you flat broke? Reports say you're flat broke. And like, I'm going through so much of this because this is the fucking play that the children are putting on? What is this, dude?
I didn't know if it was maybe supposed to be symbolic of Bill and other people with these interviews that he seems to be upset about in the next...
Sure.
You know?
Is he suggesting like some sort of history between himself and either Billie Holiday or a fucking like the estate of Billie Holiday or something? Because I don't understand. Like, this is just so fucking weird, dude. One of them asks when they'll hear Strange Fruit again. Do you think a former prostitute should be a role model? Just on and on and on.
Was Billie Holiday a real person?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't realize that.
Big, old-time, like, jazz singer.
Okay. See, I thought this was just some kind of symbolic, like,
no,
Billie Holiday was fictional.
No. She was huge.
Okay.
No,
yeah,
that's
I'm not familiar.
Definitely a real-life artist. But, like, my thing with this whole situation is, like, it's just such weird dialogue, juxtaposed with the fact that, like, this is supposed to be a children's play.
Right.
And immediately it's, like, really fucked up stuff they're asking this like, I don't understand.
It's not really the children. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't sound like children's voices doing them, which, I mean, well, obviously we heard, you know, Rosario Dawson was the voice of Billie Holiday. She's not a kid, etc., etc. But I don't know, man. It's just, everything's so weird. And that's about the time that Ariel notices something moving inside her beanbag.
Yeah. What the fuck?
She stands up and draws everyone else's attention to it. And everybody kind of freaks out, except Moretti, of course.
Mm.
And the beanbag chair kind of undulates all over the place for a second until hands shoot out of it. And then Emily tumbles out. Her eyes are swollen shut. Her tongue is so swollen she can no longer fit it in her mouth anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
what
God.
the fuck did they give her?
Ugh. Emily, your insides are on the outside. Yeah, Moretti
so gross.
Explains that the chemical she ingested is making everything inside of her body that's wet expand.
What the fuck does that even mean? Isn't like everything inside your body wet?
Yeah.
Everything that's not external skin, which that's even a little bit wet because it's got oil on it and shit.
Oh, God.
So she's what, gonna pop like fucking Violet Beauregard?
I mean, we kind of get a little bit of that. For some reason, he decides to lean in and poke her eye.
Dude.
And it just shoots this fucking... I don't know, dude.
You know,
spray all over his fucking face.
You know what's funny about this? Like, mentioning Violet Beauregard, a lot of things in this movie seem to be direct parallels to Willy Wonka. Like, his introduction earlier when he walks out and everyone quiets down. The fact that someone's ignorance has led them to a compromised position like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that his level of emotion here is very much like Gene Wilder's, oh no, help. Police.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's super just, nonplussed by the whole thing. I just found it really interesting. I don't know if it's intentional, but I just had a feeling. But he goes, wonders happen when we follow the science. And that's when he fucking pokes her eye and it squirts all over the place. He gets a bunch of eye juice on him.
Yeah. I like, he goes to check his face, I guess, which I'm kind of like, what do you need to check your face for anyways? Like, is this supposed to be acid that was, But anyways, he makes a comment about his foundation not being completely waterproof.
Yeah. That's when Stan decides he's had enough of this shit, and he goes for the door. And now everything flips on its head. The levelists now openly restrain the guests, dragging Stan back by the throat.
Right.
And Moretti loses it about the waterproof foundation. And poor Emily, I wish she would just fucking suffocate already. She's been flopping around for a while now.
Yeah, for sure.
Moretti's like, hey man, we all worked very hard to make this a once-in-a-lifetime event, and you're all being very disruptive. And Claire kind of whimpers, and he's like, excuse me, that's dramatic.
Agreed. It's a little dramatic.
But she still doesn't stop, and he repeats it, but louder. That's my favorite fucking John Malkovichism. Like, when he gets in someone's face and speaks loudly and slowly to prove a point. Excuse me, that's dramatic. He's like, may we finally begin the Q&A to discuss Caesar's request. And that's when Stan tries to fight his way out and immediately gets thrown through a window.
Right.
And one of the levelists locks the door at this point. Clara gets up and tries to leave, but she gets thrown through a fucking table and then dragged by the hair until her fucking scalp starts to pull away from her head.
Yeah, she gets like half scalped.
Holy shit. Nah, dude, not even half. It's just like a slit. Like it's a little
like
head
crown.
It's a little head pocket you can stuff stuff in from now on, you know?
Oh.
But yeah, dude, it's a pretty nice effect. A little more CG centric than I would like, but it's not really to the detriment of it. It's fine.
God, they keep showing Emily's face too, and it's gross as fuck.
Yeah, dude. One of the levelists turns Bianca's face toward her toward her own face with a knife, and I found that very Manson family-like.
Oh, yeah.
Ariel's the only one who hasn't really struggled through any of this, and she looks around the room at all the kids' art and stuff, which is also a weird juxtaposition with the chaos happening around her. All these happy, colorful drawings, you know?
Right.
And Stan's like, what the fuck is this? And Moretti gets so pissed at this. He's like, are you kidding me? The first question in my first interview in 30 years is, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, he's pissed as fuck.
And he decides to give himself an interview instead, and he grabs one of the tiny microphones from the stage, and he starts doing this stupid voice. Mr. Alfred Moretti, question mark. Why did you name your new album like a Caesar's Request?
Yeah, why does he sound like a stoner?
It's like Valley Girl-ish. But he's like, oh, thank you for the question. And thank you, Billy, for the invite. We get some nasty close-ups of Emily's face again. He says, one day while summering on the Cape, I was engrossed by an account of the time that Julius Caesar was kidnapped. Does anyone know who kidnapped Julius Caesar? Ariel does. She says pirates. And he's like, from the mouths of babes, you're absolutely right. Now, do you happen to know how Julius Caesar responded once he'd been freed? She says he went back with his army and killed all of his kidnappers. And he says, well, specifically crucified them. There's no foundational myth about a man walking on water, just simple crucifixion. Now tell me, teacher's pet, on whom I'm about to place a big, big bet, what is the best part of that story? It's that the pirates who kidnapped him thought he was a commoner, his equal, which led them to ask for the same ransom that they would just any Joe Schmo Roman. This meant that Caesar was obligated to ask to raise his ransom so that it would be commensurate with his position. And what does this tell us? Royalty, even when at the mercy of peasants, is still royalty.
Yeah, wow.
Thinks mighty highly of himself.
Right.
But we check around with everyone else, and they're all worse for wear. Emily is still just one big nasty bulge.
Yeah, fucking woof.
Clara is flummoxed about her new scalp situation. She's just like kind of 1,000 yards staring at like, I don't know how to think or be or whatever. My head is now not the same as my head was.
My fucking head hurts.
Moretti says he thinks the interview went rather well, and Jorg agrees, oh yes, sir, very well. Fuck off, Jorg. But they stand up, Stan, as Moretti shoves Clara to the ground so that he can sit in her beanbag chair and use her as a footstool.
Yeah, dude, like that.
And Jorg very slowly plunges a knife into Stan's chest, and Bianca tries to fight back, but Belle drops her to the ground and stabs the absolute dog shit out of her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, holy fuck. These stabs are intense.
Yeah, dude. Passionate.
But that's when Ariel takes her cue to jump out the window, which was broken by Stan's face earlier, and she takes off like a bat out of hell down the outer corridor. She heads straight for the ATVs, but she gets cut off by a group of levelists, and she ends up running to the Rhinestone Chalet, which turns out is a living museum all about Moretti, and it fires up as soon as she runs in. There's all kinds of weird shit in here. Spinning mannequins and crosses and music playing through a record player. It's fucking unsettling.
Fucking wax statue upstairs, Moretti, too. That fucking kind of spooks you.
Yep. She grabs a fire poker to defend herself, but discovers it's a prop and it breaks in half immediately. And back in the children's building, Belle is still stabbing Bianca wildly and screaming while she's doing it. Like she's up to like 30 or 40 stabs at this point.
Yeah, nice.
And Ariel grabs a phone in this museum to call for help, but of course it's just a pre-recorded message about the museum, Jesus Christ. And Jorg, much the opposite of Belle, has only just pulled the knife out of Stan's chest, causing him to drop to the ground. And Ariel runs upstairs in the museum and gets spooked by that life-size Moretti mannequin. And it's standing in a doorway, which seems staged to me. Like, why would they put that there?
Right.
But Belle finally gets tired of stabbing Bianca, finally, and she runs off to find Ariel, who's finally found a weapon. She grabs a screwdriver and then discovers a cabinet full of cyanide. Oh shit, suicide pact.
Yeah, dude, pretty crazy.
She looks up to see Moretti's stuffed dog as well, with Bill's head on the wall over it in the middle of a wreath. Jesus,
yeah,
guys.
Dude. Fucking cool.
We cut to one of the Moretti stands hanging outside the gate, checking Emily's social media post about meeting Bill Lotto, and he's like, dude, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, dude, I like that.
But then we cut back to Emily wheezing her last breaths with Moretti watching her, and he walks away saying, you're still pretty.
Disagree. It's fucking vile, dude.
Ariel hears some commotion downstairs, so she runs to the bathroom and hides in a tub until Belle comes upstairs and rattles the locked door handle, which is enough to clue her in that Ariel's for sure in there. That shouldn't be locked. And she ends up going around to the outside of the building, climbing up this lattice on the outside of the house in order to smash in through the window and grab Ariel, trying to pull her out the window. Like, why not just kick the door in like you did her room?
Right. I called this one the boom window jump scare.
It was kind of a feet dangle jump scare as she was hanging on the outside of the building.
Right.
Them feet was dangling. Well, while they're struggling, Belle disarms Ariel, but then gets dragged inside the bathroom. So we get this great fucking scene where it's just a shot of the door from the outside of the bathroom while we listen to a hell of a struggle inside.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking screaming and grunting and smashing and glass breaking and heavy blows until finally there's a huge crash and then silence. And for a good second. And then lo and behold, Belle comes walking out and Ariel is left laying unconscious on the floor.
Right. And at first thought, I thought she was dead here. I was like, damn, that was quick. But there's more to this.
It was a hell of an effort, but better luck next time, kid.
Yeah, we cut to this, like, cauldron of blue shit being stirred up.
Yeah, they're stirring up a bunch of blue drink.
Right.
Moretti is, like, chanting some shit.
Right. Ariel is now tied up with Clara.
Yeah, it's like,
It's kind of like some
of
House of
things
a Thousand Corpses shit, you know?
a little bit. I got some Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade vibes when they're tied up. It's like Harrison Ford and Sean Connery are like tied up in chairs back to back, that kind of thing going on. I don't think Clara has blinked since the scalp thing.
Oh, no, dude. Her head looks like it's fucking hurting.
Why isn't blood running down her face, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know.
Moretti mentions there's no way to unpaint a canvas or unplay a chord. So the only way to rectify a mistake is by making something beautiful. And he says he's studied at every temple of taste in the world and picked over every reliquary that exists. But I've never seen anything as beautiful as you pearls. And we get a quick shot of the bottles Ariel found next to the cyanide in the museum with a bunch of champagne glasses around them. Here we go. Fucking Jonestown and Heaven's Gate again.
Yeah, man.
Let's hope that trend continues.
We're looking like a mass suicide here.
Right. Moretti grabs a glass and continues talking as Rachel leans down next to Ariel, holding a glass in front of her too. She also pulls a knife out and leans in real close, trying to shush her. She's like, listen to me. When you get to the gate, make a right, okay? And then go until you see the light. She cuts her free and tells her to push her as the cult all raise their glasses, saying, to our time in the sand. And Moretti and the cult all drink willingly. Najee forces Clara to drink it as well. And finally, Ariel pushes Rachel away, knocking over a fire pit that catches Moretti on fire.
Yeah, damn.
And Jorg stands there fucking dumbfounded. Ariel wastes zero time in getting on an ATV and flying the fuck out of there as all the cultists run around in a panic. And Belle notices what happened and takes off after Ariel on a second ATV. I really dig what the score is doing here a lot, and there's also a really cool overhead shot again, tracking the lights on these ATVs as they move across the desert.
Yeah,
it's a really
badass.
Cool shot, yeah. Ariel reaches the gate and scales the fence, going over the barbed wire, and gets a cut on her hand in the process, but it doesn't look too bad. She runs over to the car the dude from earlier was sleeping in and wakes him up, trying to explain that she was inside the compound, people are dead, we gotta go. And this dude responds, oh man, you're bleeding, are you hurt? She's like, yes, I'm fucking hurt. He's like, wait, is Moretti hurt?
Yeah, did you meet Moretti?
Like, fuck off,
He's
dude.
fanboy, dude. And,
obviously, there's a fucking emergency.
Yeah, she's got to kind of just roll with it. And, yeah, Moretti's hurt. We got to go.
The whole time, he's fucking wasting time. Belle's busy scaling the fence as well.
Yeah.
Chasing after Ariel. But it's like, yeah, hurry the fuck up, dude. Ariel tries to do some reverse psychology on him. She's like, yes, Moretti is hurt. We have to go get help.
Right.
And he's just geeking out like, you met Moretti? Did he do the wiggle? I bet he did the wiggle. And Ariel's had enough. She does the 3-finger punch thing on this guy about the blind martial arts instructor to shut him the fuck up and steals his car just as Belle reaches the other side.
Right.
Ariel drives away and we get a shot of these like the stupid fucking bobblehead from earlier. It just fades out into a new scene.
Why is a bobblehead wearing a Borat fucking
Like, yeah, the
swimsuit?
What are those even called? It's just like a little nut hugger, and that's like all it's covering. We see a subway train arriving at its destination in New York 2 years later. And Ariel is on the cover of Interview magazine, which is a clever name.
Yeah.
And an interviewer, funny enough, is asking her, do you ever think about why that levelist helped you escape that night? Or do you mentally try not to go back to that time? And she's like, maybe a little bit of both. It's all a little fuzzy, so forgive me. Book tours are exhausting. And then we see a copy of her book, which is titled Our Time in the Sand, which is a fucking brilliant title.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. He asks if it really happened the way she wrote it when she went back to the compound. And we cut to a shitload of police cars pulling up to find the 5 guests' bodies wrapped in blue sheets and lined up for them to find. I thought it was hilarious that Bill's head was wrapped separately and placed next to his body. But interestingly, there's no one else to be found except Moretti.
Yeah, and that all-white suit still, which somehow is not charred. But sitting there playing the piano.
Yeah, he's like on a raised platform outside next to the bodies, just playing this grand piano, dressed in this resplendent fucking white outfit. But like, where the fuck did everybody go?
Yeah, the cops found 0 levelists.
They have no fucking idea.
They didn't find any fans from the gates.
Yeah,
Nothing.
the dude that was outside, they never caught up with him, nothing.
Right.
She glances down at the scars on her hand from the fence while she's talking, and she gets a call from Soledad Youssef, calling from sunny Malibu, California. She's like, what do you want? And he's like, oh, someone's spicy this morning. But I believe it's more what you want. You sent 6 interview requests to sit down with Moretti for your novel. Well, he's agreed to grant you an audience at the high-risk state hospital in Reno. Medieval torture chamber, if you ask me. They should be tried for the way they treat people. She's like, dude, you know he pled guilty to killing 5 people. He tried to kill me and is suspected of leading hundreds of levelists mass suicide, right? He's like, yeah, he's passionate.
Isn't Soledad one of the ones that would be MIA for the past couple years? Shouldn't she be like, holy shit, one of them?
Well, he's not like a part of the compound, though. He's
okay.
He was the guy in the beginning that sent the video like, hey, fucking Moretti's back, motherfuckers.
Okay.
So he's always just been, he's like, he's Moretti's agent.
I got you.
So she arrives at the prison, and Moretti is in this cool, like, sun-drenched room with a nice purple orchid on the table.
I'm surprised that they let her in there with him, and he's not
Yeah.
chained up or anything. You know, they just let her walk in and lock the door behind her. I'm like, whoa,
Exactly.
whoa.
Yeah. There's
Like-
a cop doesn't even walk in to stand in there with them, like nothing like that.
Right.
They're just locked in
It's
together.
like locking Clarissa in with fucking
Yeah, and
Hannibal
guess what?
Lecter,
He
you
could have
know?
used the fucking vase to smash her head or fucking smash it and cut her or something. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, terrible fucking planning on their part. But he goes, salutations, as they say.
Hello, Clarice.
She passes him a copy of her book, and he's surprised at the heft of it, apparently. And she gets a tape recorder set up in the middle of the table, and the first thing he does is correct a mistake in her book for her. She claimed that when she first saw him, he was wearing cream-colored alligator boots, when in fact he was wearing smoke-colored python boots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would bother me, too, man.
Get it right, bitch. But then she corrects him, saying, it's not a novel, motherfucker. It's a 320-page nonfiction text. Bazinga. She's like, your biggest gripe is with the material of your boots? He's like, a little constructive criticism never hurt anybody, Ariel.
Right.
I'm sorry, specifically never killed anyone.
Oh, yeah.
This dude's such a fucking weirdo. She shifts to stating that she didn't expect him to be remorseful like a normal person, but she came here to try to report the truth so that there's closure for the families. And he interrupts her, and to sell a few more books.
Right.
Ariel, while you circle around and around with the one question that you clearly came here to ask, if I may, primitive man chose their leader the same way animals chose their leader. Brute strength. She goes, cool. What does that have to do with you being a murderer? He's like, man evolved and created government and rules of law, and with those things, the criteria of what was needed in a leader changed. It used to be this, and now it turned to being more of a left-brain focus. To be president, you have to go to an Ivy League school and get a little Ivy League law degree to signal to the rest of the peons that this is the smart person.
Right.
But look at where we are. Today's world is burning, literally. Illiteracy is at its highest. We've never been more divided. We have permanent war, etc. So clearly the left brain metric failed miserably. But there is an answer, a new evolution. It won't be brute strength anymore or the left brain, but instead the right brain, where the most creative are in charge. She tries to get him by saying, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I didn't find Stan's old article where he said he found Tilt overrated. Ooh, there you go. Insult his music. That's like how you kill Pennywise.
Right.
But Bianca's rather unflattering paparazzi shots she also mentions. Ooh, sick 'em. And Clara's digs about his bald head as well. Hey, wait a minute, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, hey, watch it.
She goes, you can't wiggle your way free of murdering hundreds of people, which he denies. But she lists specifically the 5 guests that went with her, and he's like, oh yeah, I totally murdered them.
Right.
But you should know that your masterpiece, Ariel, is also the introduction to our story. She's like, no one will condone murder. He's like, but if it's scandalous enough, they'll never stop talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, you're not going to stop becoming a Catholic because you read a book about the Crusades.
Right.
She goes, you're serving a life sentence 5 times over. Why not just tell us where the bodies are? Where are the levelists? And he goes, around. We're spread out but still connected to teach the young and sprout new chapters, to preserve dying crafts, to inspire and comfort, to fan the flames of raw enthusiasm, to closely monitor those who obstruct the divinely burdened, not hiding but waiting to better tomorrow. And the whole time he's talking, we cut to a shot of Rachel teaching a bunch of kids about the book of level priority scale. We also see other levelists, there's another one washing dishes in a kitchen. A couple of them are doing stand-up comedy. Najee pops up here at a fucking boot-making shop.
Right.
The one dude is just stocking some shelves at a 7-Eleven. And Belle is in a barbershop or a hair salon or something, shaving a guy with a straight razor, looking like she's struggling real hard not to kill him.
You're right.
And poor York is working at a fucking ice cream shop. Good.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude. She's like, all right, smarty pants, what was in the champagne glasses then? And he's like, champagne.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. So in a nutshell, this entire thing was a setup, with her escape planned from the beginning, to inspire her to write a book in order to get the word out to the world. And the book is doing real good.
Right. Like, holy shit, dude.
And he says, with talent comes forgiveness. The bigger the talent, the more complete the forgiveness. Level will grow and grow. We just needed someone to get the ball rolling.
Right.
And she's like struggling with this idea, but asks, okay, why me? And he goes, 2 reasons, one for us and one for me. The us reason is because you're a pure vessel, completely uncorrupted by success or cheap shots for clicks. And the answer for me is, while researching you, I read a story you wrote about a school board lady, Carol Rego, and you mentioned that her chin was delightfully inconspicuous, and I need my chin in good hands.
What?
The fuck, man? And he lifts up her book and mouths the words thank you to her.
Mm-hmm.
And Moretti walks away, leaving her sitting at the table, completely blown away and struggling to grasp the concept of what she was used for. And then we cut to her backstage being introduced onto a talk show, the host pointing out that her book was an instant bestseller. She compliments the book, calling it daring and beautiful, and as she's talking, Ariel notices a pearl necklace on her, made by the pearls from the compound.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh my god, dude. Everything is so, the attention to detail is nice.
Right.
This lady goes, what does it feel like to have written a book that everybody's talking about? And Ariel just turns away, completely dejected. She can't answer. She just stares into the distance, and we don't get an answer until, the needle drops again and the credits roll.
And we have the brightest yellow screen in the world. Ow, my fucking eyes. If you're watching this thing in the fucking dark.
Damn, dude. Crazy.
Heavy movie, man.
Yeah.
Very heavy movie.
This ended up being, a little less funny focused. We try to make everything fun anyway, but
right.
there was a lot of thematic shit going on, and it was just more than I thought needed addressed.
Right. Oh yeah.
To make the whole picture come together.
Very artsy the whole time. I'm really iffy about new movies, man. I feel like if you listen into the podcast, you can kind of tell who's picking what here, and mine are always older, 80s, whatever. I'm looking for the cheese. But every once in a while we come across something new like this that just blows you away. This is not my normal cup of tea. I want gore, I want goofy, I want sex, you know what I mean? And this was the opposite, but this one really shines through for something in 2025, at least for me. This is going to be in probably my top 10 releases of the year, I think.
You think so?
I think so. I didn't hear a whole lot about it. It was a recommendation from somebody at work, totally out of the blue, and I just couldn't fucking believe how good it was.
Yeah, the release of this movie was like a blink and you miss it thing, dude.
Right.
Like, I couldn't...
Did this hit theater? Do we know?
It did, yeah.
It did?
And after seeing this, I can't believe that more people didn't talk about it. I remember watching the trailer and being like, ooh, shit, that looks good.
Right.
And immediately, like, it took me to a place where, like, Hereditary took me.
Right.
And I was like, oh, shit, okay, I got to keep my eye out for this one. And... come to find out, there's a Rotten Tomatoes score of 39%.
So not very well.
Super low.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, critical reception, like, this premiered at Sundance on January 27th of this year. Theatrical release was on Pi Day, baby, 3/14.
Nice.
But there were, like, mixed reviews about it. Like, no one really went too far one way or the other. Like, most mentioned, Malkovich was having a blast in this role, obviously, which he can do no wrong, in my opinion. Even in a bad movie, he's always excellent.
Right.
But overall, the movie is just too wrapped up in itself to come across as anything but weird and convoluted.
I wonder if a lot of it's the artsy stuff. If you're
Maybe.
going in expecting a horror movie,
Yeah,
you're not getting your normal feeling you would want here.
Sure.
It's different.
Yeah, I agree that conceptually, maybe it's a bit of a train wreck-ish, but I think that they should have taken it further one way or the other and either focus on the fun or, more likely, focus on the strange and uncomfortable.
Right.
Fucking can't have it both ways in this one, unfortunately. There was a budget on this of $10 million.
Damn.
Box office draw was only $2.2 million.
Ouch.
So they didn't even come close to making half of their money back. Not good. Finished outside the top 10 on opening weekend, and it really wasn't even going up against anything huge. People just weren't that into it.
Right.
I'm going to make a prediction on this one. I think that it's my assumption that this movie will eventually turn out to be much more positively reviewed in the future if people come back around to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think something weird must have happened and it was just a wrong place, wrong time situation and this dude got shafted. I think people will look back and say, you know what? We were wrong and this movie kind of rules. I mean, A24 can be kind of hit or miss, but mostly hit for me for sure. I usually get pretty excited when I see that production graphic pop up.
Right.
And this one is a lot of fun. It's huge on theme and tone. It's got shades of Midsommar in the menu, like I mentioned earlier, but also like Get Out, all of which centering around a group of people on the fringes of society up to some nefarious shit, and innocent people wander in, unknowingly into the Venus flytrap, Very similar vibes to all of those. It's bright, it's colorful, it's fun, it's fresh, it's fucking weird, it's funny, it's uncomfortable. It's got some great effects. It's beautifully shot from tip to tail, fucking beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
The sound design and score do a great job keeping you unsettled, even when there's not really anything scary happening. It's got tremendous star power with Malkovich alone, and then you've got Juliette Lewis and Amber Midthunder doing their thing. They both fill their roles really nicely, and I think Ayo Edebiri shines in what I believe is her first lead role in a live-action feature film. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. Either way, she's excellent. I really love the twist ending. I'm always a sucker for the bait and switch.
Oh, yeah.
Which I kind of saw coming, but I wasn't sure. And I didn't even care if I saw it coming because I was still intrigued the entire time. Great cliffhanger of an ending, too. Like, as a matter of fact, they could branch this off into a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't think they will because it was received poorly, but that's a goddamn shame.
Right.
Because I think this was a great movie. Overall, I was delighted by a new original film, and I personally hope to see more from Mark Anthony Green.
Yeah, I would like to see what happens in the future for sure. I don't know if there's any plans for something new or what, but yeah, curious to see what else he can
At the
whip
very
up.
least, yeah, show me some more of his work.
Right.
I gave this one 8.5 out of 10 beanbag body chairs.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm sitting at about a 7 out of 10 on this one. It was surprising. I really liked it.
For sure. It makes sense, too. That tracks, because it's more my cup of tea than it is yours.
Right.
But I would say this is totally worthy of adding to the collection of someone that appreciates maybe more complex slow burns and, quote, elevated horror.
Right.
But either way, dude, you should totally give it a shot. I'm really surprised it was received so poorly. I really enjoyed it. I definitely think you should check it out. Go give it a shot. Why the fuck not? What do you got to lose other than an hour and 40 minutes?
Right.
At the end of the day, that's going to wrap it up for us. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We had a good time. We hope you did too. As always, remember, dreams are fleeting. Only nightmares last forever. Follow your nightmares.
Boy.
I bid you welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Cenobites Podcast. If you like what you heard, follow us on our socials at Cenobites Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. It really goes a long way in helping us reach more listeners.
You can stream the Cenobites on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and many more popular streaming platforms and YouTube.
Questions or comments? Suggestions for future episodes? Contact us at cenobitespod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show and help us make it a better product for you, subscribe at cenobitespod.buzzsprout.com.
Until next time, keep following those nightmares.
I will not be persecuted for my loveless beliefs.